I'm starting to feel like that's not necessary or even very interesting. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Just another struggling writer. The beleaguered author's one-stop shop for commiseration and hopefully inspiration. My name is Carrie Scher, and I am just another struggling writer. Well, today I've just got a quick video for you. I'm going to be talking about my March writing wrap-up and looking ahead to my April writing goals. I've also got a little bit of an update for some content I have planned for the channel, so stick around. So you may have noticed that March didn't go according to plan. I originally wanted to have the first draft of Seekers of Empyrean completely done by March 31st, which is tomorrow. And unfortunately, I just really slumped hard, not just in writing, but in pretty much any hobby or endeavor that I had going. Reading, writing, obviously, content creation. I wasn't really feeling motivated to stay on top of any of it. And while I did write sporadically throughout the month, and I did end up with more words than I expected, it wasn't the 40K I was hoping to finish out the draft. I just checked my track bear and I wrote on 12 of 31. Now today is the 30th, and I do plan to write today, and I hope to write tomorrow as well. So again, not quite half of the days, which is seeming to be pretty consistent. January, February, and March, about half. Obviously that needs to get better, especially if I do want to finish this draft by the end of April, which I do. I am not pushing it past April for sure. And then I ended up with just over 10,000 words, currently sitting at 10,863. Again, I haven't written today or tomorrow yet, obviously, so that number could go up. And by the end of today and tomorrow, I hope to be past this scene that has been really giving me trouble over the last week and a half, 2 weeks. It is a big confrontation scene, combat between my antagonist and my protagonist. And as I got started on it last weekend, I think it must have been last weekend, I realized that I'm just not very good at this part. I've taken some notes in my revision document that I need to really lean into learning how to do this better, because I think it should really play an important part of the series as a whole. And I actually, in my notes, I said I need to write more combat in this draft. So when I'm revising in draft 2, there are going to be more combat scenes. So I need to figure my shit out pretty quick. But the 10,000 words did get me closer. I am now approximately 30,000 to the end, and I think that's doable. I think that's very doable. Now, I am still in the middle of a school term that has been very, very intense. Next week in particular is going to be a heavy homework week. I've looked ahead and I've already kind of started working through some of the assignments just to get out ahead of it, because this last week was so light. But this week, and then in 2 weeks from now, so the first week of April and the third week of April, are going to be intense homework wise. So that's going to hold me back a little bit. But I think with just some careful time management, I think I can probably still do it. It'll just be a matter of working through the blockage and making sure that I don't let myself lollygag. That is my March writing wrap up. A little bit of a disappointment. I didn't make nearly as many videos as I wanted to either, but I think considering everything I had going on behind the scenes, I'm actually I was expecting that total be half of that, 5,000 words. So I actually wrote more than I expected. I forgot I had a big 3,000 word day. Oh, I also forgot to mention last week or 2 weeks ago, I decided to officially sign up for DFW Con, which is a large writing conference in the DFW area. I've mentioned it a couple of times, but I went once when I was pretty much right at the beginning of relaunching my writing aspirations in 2018. I really enjoyed it. I had a really great time. I met a lot of aspiring writers. I joined a critique group briefly. It's a little too far to go every week. And I got to attend a lot of really great seminars and lectures and classes. And I highly recommend anyone who might be interested in a writing conference to attend. That being said, it is a little bit on the expensive side, so don't feel like you have to, only if you want to and can spare the funds. I will have all that information linked down below as well. This year, the keynote speaker is the co-host of the Shit No One Tells You About Writing podcast, which I'm a big fan of, so I'm really excited. And everyone who signs up as an attendee gets a pitch session or a consultation session with an agent. The first time I went, I had just finished my first draft of my first project, and so I ended up just consulting with the agent, and I learned so much just in that 15-minute session about what to expect, length requirements, genre expectations, and things of that nature, and it was really informative. And then I recently learned that you kind of like have up to a year from the time you have your pitch session with that agent to provide any materials they request. So you don't actually have to be completely done with your manuscript and have it be query ready. So I might be pitching Seekers of Empyrean in October. And that is the largest motivation for me to get this draft done and hopefully get a second draft completely done and be working on a third draft by the time I attend the conference. But anyway, like I said, I would love to meet any of you guys who are in the area or who are attending independently. I always want to make more writer friends, and this is a great way to meet more writer friends. So anyway, so that's March. Now looking ahead to April, I've got a couple of like content plans and ideas that I want to start implementing in Q2. The first is being, I want to limit myself to just one vlog per week. I had been toying with the idea of doing two, like half a week and then half a week and then posting those twice a week. I'm starting to feel like that's not necessary or even very interesting, and I want to get back to making some other content that is not just writing vlogs, but this is my writing channel, so it needs to remain writing related. I mentioned in the community tab that I've been kicking around like doing some critiques of published books just to show how critically I am reading when I'm reading, what I am looking for, and how I use reading to improve my own craft. I ended up deciding not to do my original idea because I was reading a book that I was really not liking, and I don't want to come on here and be overly negative, especially to someone who is published and there is therefore obviously a step ahead of me, so who am I to shit on them? So instead, I'm going to be focusing more on books and pages that I do like, and I've already got the first one lined up, and that will be coming to you a week from today. Basically, I'm going to just go through the first page and talk a little bit about why I think it works, what makes it so interesting, how much information is being conveyed in such a short span of time, things like that. And if you guys end up liking that sort of content, I can expand that beyond the first page, maybe the first 10 pages, and we'll just go from there. But I'm experimenting, and I would eventually like to include books that I am critiquing negatively, because I don't think that comprises the full spectrum of ways writers can learn from other books. I talked about that in my last video about why writers should read books that they hate. But like I said, I don't want to start out being overly negative, but again, we'll see, and you guys will come along with me on that journey, and your feedback will be instrumental in helping me decide where to go with that. I'm also going to be doing some more writing advice videos. So those are some content plans. My goal is to post my vlogs on Fridays and my other writing related videos on Tuesdays. That won't change, but then something I've been kicking around since the beginning of the year, and I think I'm finally ready to start, is on Sundays, I would like to start posting short videos, probably in the short format of 3 minutes or less, of drabbles. If you don't know what drabbles are, I've got a big explainer video in which I write several drabbles as well. I'll link it up here in the cards as well as down below. But essentially, drabbles are a form of flash fiction of precisely 100 words in length, and they are designed to test an author's brevity and ability to convey ideas in a concise format. I personally really love them. I think they are a great palate cleanser, a way to kind of jumpstart your creative juices when you're feeling blocked or slumpy, or as a way to generate new ideas for new projects. What I like to do is I use a random word generator to give myself a 1-word prompt, and then I write 100 words that are in some way related to that 1-word prompt. I do tend to write my drabbles in the world and with the characters of my current fiction project. I'm not quite good enough yet to write completely standalone drabbles with completely standalone settings and characters, but you could do that as well. I'm really excited about this. Like I said, I've been thinking about doing it for a while and I haven't had the bandwidth, but I think I would like to start trying to do that. Every Sunday, post a quick video of me generating my word, writing the drabble, and making sure it is staying within 100 words. Some people don't stick to the 100-word rule. They like, if it's pretty close, they'll leave it as is. I think the rule of making it exactly 100 words is part of the challenge and part of the fun, because like I said, you'll get up to a point and you'll have like 105 words, and then you'll have to find where you can start cutting and where you can start being concise. And in that way, I think that really helps with your like longer projects and your editing. Where can I be concise? Where can I be more efficient with my words? So starting on Sunday, April the 6th, I will start posting those drabbles. And I would really love it if you guys would come along with me on that. If you would join me in writing your own drabbles. Like I said, I am very passionate about them, and I would love to make this like a community event where we get together and all post drabbles once a week. So again, you can look forward to seeing those posted starting on April the 6th. And yeah, I hope you look forward to it so much, because I have been pretty much all year. And that's it. Those are my plans for April. That's my spiel. Thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate it. If you like my content and want to support the channel, please like and subscribe, or consider leaving a comment down below. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please leave me a 100 emoji for the 100 words in a drabble. In my next video, I will have my Friday writing vlog for you. I hope you look forward to it, and I will see you then. Bye.